What is up, my friends? Welcome to another episode of Growth Reframed. We are so happy you're here. Welcome, Megan. How are you today?
I'm so good. How are you?
I am doing great. And
I was just dancing around a little bit. I gotta focus in now.
Oh yeah, let's lock in. Let's get locked and loaded. So today we're going to talk all about trying something new and the importance of trying something new. And this has been something we've been trying to implement since the beginning of the year, where we're just trying to do a lot of new things. And I know a lot of us just get comfortable. Let's be honest. We get comfortable with the status quo. We get comfortable in all of our routines and the way things are going. But I think we can challenge ourselves with the importance of trying something new. And I actually just heard recently someone talking about when you try something new, it actually gives you a boost mentally. It's like, I know we like have a feeling like it feels kind of cool and you're excited about it, but mentally it like your brain releases dopamine and gives you like kind of almost like a little bit of a buzz and a surge of energy. So trying something new has so many different great things it can do for you. And we're going to challenge you today to think differently and potentially try something new and give you all kinds of great things and reasons to do that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, this is a personal growth podcast, so what better way to start the episode than saying that it's a great opportunity for personal growth?
Hey-o.
I think that when you try something new, it's absolutely a time and a place where you can grow and you can challenge yourself and find out what you're really truly capable of and how that feels and how that looks when you are able to step out of that comfort zone and into something that's a little bit uncomfortable and feel the vibe of that, feel how interesting it is to put yourself out there and actually, why are my headphones so weird? Do you hear me? Oh, weird. Okay. Hopefully everyone else is good too. And just kind of find out where you are and how that feels and what personal growth can be for you in this new experience.
Yeah, 100%. And then just the next thing is just, it's a learning experience. So just by the nature of trying something new, you're doing something you've never done before. So you may realize it's something you're really good at or something you're really bad at. Who knows? But no matter what, you're going to learn from it. You might find a new hobby. You might find a new avenue. You might find a new thing that you never even knew you were capable of or enjoyed or liked to do. Case in point, like everything we do around this podcast and all the other things we do, like I never would have known that I was a super creative person had I not leaned in and actually tried some of these things. If I had just stuck to whatever it was that I was doing that I was comfortable with, then I wouldn't have had the opportunity to learn and grow and thrive, which goes right on with personal growth. But that learning experience can teach us so much, because don't you learn so much more by doing?
Yeah, and I'm glad you used a keyword when you just were talking, and that word was you love to create. And one of the most important things and the most inspiring thing for me personally when I'm trying new things is the idea that it sparks creativity and it helps me be a creator, because I actually love and thrive when I'm trying all these new things and I get to have that spark, and it actually like kind of snowball effects for me. Mm-hmm. So if I'm trying something new and I'm getting to be creative, then I want to create all the things. Like I'll start with something and I'm like, but actually we could do this and we could do that and we could do that. And all of a sudden I'm like, my brain is like exploding with ideas and things that I have to do and want to try, because it's just fun. It's fun to have that creative juice going, because so often in our lives, we don't get to feel that excitement of creating. We're just doing the status quo. We're just doing the things that have to get done. We're doing our jobs. We're doing the childcare. We're doing the home cleaning. We're doing all the things, but we're not actually creating. And creating can be so good for the soul.
Well, and the great part about it is when I think about creating too, it's you're creating something on paper or on a computer or on, audio, whatever it is, but you're making new connections with your creativity. So not only are you looking at things in a new way of what you're currently doing, but then you're looking at it across your whole life. Where else can I implement these things? Man, this could work out great over here. Man, this really doesn't fit here, but man, I could use it here. And you're able to create so much more. And I think as people, we're really built to create and create new things. And so that's amazing. The next thing is it just breaks you out of your routine. It breaks you out of your cycle. The thing that Meg gets so sick of me saying, and I'm sure all of you have heard me say plenty of times, is I get so sick and tired of feeling like I'm in that perpetual Groundhog Day. Like every day is the same. But then what am I doing to actually challenge what I'm doing? What am I doing to try something new? What am I doing to try to break out of that routine? And there's so much power in that, because when you break the routine of something that you're usually doing, you don't know how it's going to go. So you already have a sense of being more present, being more heightened in the moment, because you don't know what to expect and you don't know what's going to come next. And there's like some scary parts of that, and there's also some amazing parts of that to break up that routine. So if you've ever felt anything like me and you feel like sometimes you're just kind of going through the motions, the easiest way is to break out and try something like this and try something new.
Yep. And then I also love the aspect of just like the confidence building that you can experience by trying something new. And yeah, it's scary at first sometimes to try something new because you're like not going to be great at it. And if you're anything like me, I know that not being great at something can feel super uncomfortable. I just want to be good the second I try it. And that's not reality. But when you do something new and you are able to get through the hard parts and you are able to find some really cool aspect of it and you're able to break to the other side and actually have done the new thing, it feels so good. And that creation that you've just made, that thing that you've just tried, it can build your confidence so much because you're like, wait a second, I did not know how to do this. I did not think that was going to be possible for me. And I did it anyway. Mm-hmm. I succeeded. Or I didn't, but I tried. And even that in itself should be confidence building for you because you had the confidence basically to try it anyway, to start it. And that's way more than a lot of people can say.
Right. Because if you're sitting in a sense of fear, how are you ever going to build any confidence toward doing it or feel like you're capable of more or feel like you're capable of pursuing something new if you don't lean into that discomfort and, like you said, do it anyway, i.e. tattooed on my arm, do it anyway. It's just a constant reminder. The other piece that we found so exciting about doing everything that we've delved into over the last 5 years, believe it or not, is all the network opportunities we've had. We've been able to meet so many cool people and talk to so many cool people and make so many connections with not only new people, but like-minded people. Because a lot of times in this space, you can feel like you're a little bit crazy. You can feel like, am I insane? Because most normal people don't do a lot of these things that we're talking about. So they might look at you and think it's a little crazy. But when you go out and are able to make connections and meet like-minded people and have those opportunities, and then with meeting those people and following those people and being a part, having them a part of your community, you bring more people in who can challenge you to then do further things because you look at what they're doing over here and you're like, man, maybe I could do that over there. And it just, you have those connections for life. There's people now that I have a list of that I can call on right now if I have a question about certain things. And by the way, through doing it, they're way farther up the ladder than me, and they're still willing to help because I'm in the space and I'm trying to do the same thing. And we would pass along that same advice to other people and have if they're trying to start something new, because you just build that network of people, and it's so empowering as an entrepreneur, as a creator, to have those people surrounding you.
Yeah, really the last 5 years have been such an adventure for us as far as meeting new people, even if only online, but just having those connections, like you were saying. It's just been really kind of a blessing in our lives to have so many new things that we would have never experienced had we not been brave enough to start this podcast 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. Another thing about trying stuff new that's really cool is just that you become more adaptable. Adaptability just becomes something that you're able to do way better because you're so used to, you're just inundated yourself all the time with just new experiences and new things. And it just becomes sort of easier, right, to have to switch things around, to not understand, to need to switch it up a little bit. And you just learn to adapt way quicker because you're just used to trying new things and it's not the same thing all the time. So you're building up your muscle essentially to be able to just adapt and try again, switch something up and try again. And it's just like seriously a muscle that we've been building. And I think it's so important to be able to do that, to be able to be like, I don't think this works like this. I'm going to try a different way, and let's try this one more time, and let's try this here, and let's fix this here. And that is a great skill in life. Whether or not you're creating, adaptability is a great thing to have in your sleeve.
Right. Adaptability builds resilience, and resilience is like the greatest superpower you can ever have. If you have the ability to be resilient and be adaptable, I mean, think about what you can accomplish. Think about what you're willing to do. And we constantly get stuck in the routine of life, and then we're not adaptable to new things. But the more you challenge that, the more comfortable you are sitting in it. The last piece, and I think probably one of the most important, because I spent so much of my life in this space, is it allows you to discover your passions. I used to sit there and say, man, I don't really know what I'm meant to do. I don't really know what God has for my life. I don't really know what direction I'm supposed to go. And you know what I did year after year, day after day, month after month? The same exact thing. doing the same exact thing. And I never actually tried something new, so I never really discovered the passions for my life. Now, in this disclaimer, you can try a ton of new things. You don't just have to pick one. You can try a handful of things and kind of dip your toe in. I know the world wants you to go full in or nothing. You can dip your toe in and just see what interests you. You can go back to when you were a kid and say, what was the things that interested me then? Could I do something with that now? You can talk to other people and see, what do you admire about them? What do you like about them? What do you want that? What makes you look up to them? It's just a way to discover your passions and what you actually want in life and get out of the stagnation of every day. And I think a lot of us are stuck in jobs or things or experiences, but we're not actually doing anything different to try to get out of that cycle. And as long as you're stuck in that cycle, you're not challenging your brain, you're not challenging yourself, you're not doing the things you need to do to get on the other side of it.
Absolutely. I think this is a perfect place to say, guys, we think that this year should be your year to try something new. This year should be your year to finally step out of the comfort zone and figure out what ignites you, what excites you, what you want to be creative about, what passion project you want to start. Where can you go from here? Use this time wisely. Use it to create, use it to invigorate, use it to change your life. We hope that you guys have found value in this episode. If you have, please share it. We love y'all. We'll see you next time.